My bad. Had to turn on my mic here. Okay. Lady, just send me a message if you can see me so I know that this is working and I don't start doing all this for nothing. Okay, guys, welcome to my WTF Wednesday. I have made, I would say, probably $12,000 this past year doing course creation. Okay. It doesn't just have to be about real estate. I feel like we all know something that, thank you, lady. I feel like we all know something more than others know that they want to learn about. Okay. So I decided to make a webinar about course creation. And there's probably going to be more than one part to this because it's pretty involved, but I'm going to show you like some really easy tips on how to do the course. So I decided that I would start from like ground zero, and what I'm going to do for my course, I'll build a course in front of you. All right. What I'm going to do for my course is I'm going to have it say like do a course about creating courses, and we'll like figure all that stuff out later. And then you can take my tips and what I do into building your own course. All right. So I am going to, so if you haven't already attended my ClickUp training, make sure to do that because this does involve ClickUp. ClickUp has been just absolutely incredible for me. So let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to ClickUp and then I'm going to share my screen in a second here. Just getting it set up for us. Courses. Okay, cool. All right. Now I'm going to show you like from ground up how to build a course about anything, then how to promote it and sell it, maximize your revenue. Sharing screen now. And then I'm going to expand this. I'm also going to turn on my do not disturb so you don't see any naughty text coming through. Almost forgot that. All right. So here is just a bunch of, random courses that I have that I'm in the middle of building. Okay. So what I have here in ClickUp is a separate space just for courses. I decided that the statuses on here should be idea, module, to-dos. Okay, this actually has more statuses than we're actually going to use. I'll show you. Let's see here. So we're going to create a list. When you create a new list under your space, then you'll see it populate just kind of how it's on the left-hand side of the screen. Okay, so I'm just going to call this course creation for now. And the list is being built. And then it asks me, do I want to start from scratch or inherit statuses from courses? Let's inherit them and see what we get. Because I had built out some pretty good statuses. I just hope it inherits the right ones. So ClickUp takes a minute to kind of put things together and sort it out. And I'm gonna like refresh to see if that helps. But I've noticed that when I create a list, when I do anything, it's kind of like building. Okay, here it is. So the statuses that I like to use for course creation: idea/module. Then we move to the developing stage, needs review, in production. So this means like I'm filming it, I'm producing that module essentially. Revisions required, approved. So this is when it goes into needs review. Revisions required and approved, and then finally posted to site. All right. So let's start building out our course. So I'm going to name it this task, I guess, the same thing that my course is named in the list. And I'm going to show you what's up. We're going to start building this from the ground up. I'm going to enter this task. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start telling AI what my course is about. Again, anybody can see through you now. If you're using AI, they're like, I can spot that. So what you want to use AI for is to get past your writer's block, and to help you make things more structured. All right. This is really where things just started taking off super quickly for me with ClickUp, and with my course creation, actually. So I'm going to write with AI and I'm going to say, give me a course outline for about my webinar on how to create courses. So I'm going to start with this little amount of detail and see what it spits out. So far, it's doing pretty good. Let's see, for the delivery methods, let's see. Add about promoting selling course into the outline. Because obviously that's a big thing for us. We don't want to be doing this for free, wasting our time and everything, unless you still have something to gain out of it. Is that your hook to get people to, follow you on social media? Is it a hook to recruit people into your company? That would be the only other reason that, you would do a super like cheap or free course, maybe just to hook them. So there we go. We've got a module in here about that: sales techniques, assessment and feedback, conclusion. Okay, so this is a good rough outline. What I'm going to do is I'm going to insert it into here. I'm going to call it course creation outline. That way we know exactly what that is. I'm moving it over to developing now because this is in the developing stage. And then what I'm going to do is take this guy. I'm going to create new tasks basically from it. So let me open, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'll copy. I'm going to stop sharing for a second while I open up my notes. Make sure I don't have anything that I shouldn't be showing you. Paste. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen again. And here is my outline for this. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over to my other screen. So I highly recommend having two screens or having one of those giant long screens, because you can get so much done instead of having to like flip through windows. If you have a Mac, I'll show you a trick though. Enter full screen. If you swipe with two fingers over, it'll swipe between screens. Okay. So we could even do it this way. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to create the modules. So introduction, course topic selection, course content creation, course design and layout, course delivery methods, Module 6. I should start putting the numbers of the modules actually, now that I think about it. Save. Okay, so you get the point here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over here. And then I'm going to start putting these to module 1, understanding your audience. Oh, that's the introduction. Hang on, introduction. So the intro is the intro, okay, is what it's telling me. And then the module 1, understanding your audience. So I'm glad I'm started numbering these because I totally forgot to do that. You can take these, you can move them around. So that's pretty cool too. Module 2. Okay, I just wanted a couple of like modules in here because we're going to start to work through this step. So let me go back to module 1, or let's just do the intro for now. Okay, on our outline, the intro says to do this. Okay, welcome and introductions, overview of the webinar, objections of the course creation and promotion process, objectives. Geez, Sandy. All right. So what we're going to do is write with AI, and then I'm going to say expand on this. And then it's basically going to start to give you a script, something to go off of. Okay, so this is going to be like what my course is about. I'm going to insert this here. It gives me, a flow of how to do things. All right. I'm switching this over to developing because we have some pen to paper now. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this all and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to write with AI, make this more relatable. I thought it was a little too stiff for my liking. So you can do this. And okay, there we go. So I'm going to put this in here. So you'll see that sometimes ClickUp does the formatting well, and then sometimes it doesn't. And if you are, a perfectionist, and nobody's going to see your ClickUp, okay, unless you're collaborating with your team. But if this is bothering you, what you can do is you take that and then you go over here and you change it to whatever size heading you want. I'm going to do heading 1. And then I'm going to do this heading 2, heading 3, or 2 again. I want it the same size as this guy. And then there we go. And so that kind of just gives you a little bit in here. And since this is a sub heading of that, I'll do heading 3. Do heading 4 actually. So that's how you can like format things, how you want them formatted in ClickUp. It took me a while to kind of find that and decide, how I wanted to. If it came out perfect in AI and then I changed something and then the formatting went away, that is how you can return your formatting. All right. So that is a template for our intro. So what I want to do now, that I got it to kind of where I want it, I'm going to move it over to in production because the next thing I need to do is film or produce the course. Okay. So I'm going to go to the next one. So we can do, and Lady had to teach me this, my assistant. If you click on this arrow here, because remember, I'm a little new to ClickUp as well. So if you click on this arrow here, it will get you over to the next task. Okay. So add description. I'm going to take this, put this over here, right with AI. Expand on this, quote, end quote, and let's see what it comes up with. So here's some things about AI, by the way. Whenever I see the word crucial, I'm like, AI alert. If I see in somebody's social media caption, it says, whether you're, just starting out or an expert, I'm like, why do you have to put that in every freaking caption? Like, it's ridiculous. So I can start to tell, like, when AI likes to reuse things. By the way, I'm trying to remember who Elon Musk partnered with, but he just rolled out his own AI platform, which I'm going to check out, and I'm going to do like a little reel on that to show people the difference. But what's cool about his AI is it is actually connected to X, Twitter, X. So it gets real-time updates instead of, when this AI was created, it's never, been updated or whatever. So like, remember how that was the big thing, the difference between Bard and Chat GPT. Google Bard had a more recent, update, and it says it's live updates, but I don't quite believe that as I go through it. So I'm not like a huge fan of Bard, but what's cool on the Elon Musk AI, I'm trying to remember what it's called. You know how when you type something funny into Chat GPT, or maybe you want to make it like a little more saucy. I've even asked it to, use some cuss words in a script or something because that's how I roll. And it's like, I'm sorry, I cannot do that. It's so woke. Okay. Chat GPT is woke. And by the way, I've realized that ClickUp AI is directly connected to Chat GPT. And how we realized that is this morning, Chat GPT was down. So I went over to ClickUp to try to use their AI, and that was down as well. So FYI. Anyway, what's cool about it is it's not nearly as woke. So real-time updates connected to X, which I would say you could use for breaking news, hot topics that are recent, instead of the other AIs, which have no knowledge of that. Okay, so we got this, and I do my famous make it more relatable. I like when the AI uses examples or uses metaphors. I think that really does make things relatable. Another thing that I've had it do is I'll say like make it more convincing. So if I'm trying to develop like a sales script or something like that, or overcoming objections, things like that, I'll say make it more convincing. Okay, so let's put this in here. And now we've got module 1. Thing we got to do. All right. Now, here is the next step that I do for production. And this gets really crazy and cool. Now, I hope that it works because I'm streaming on like Zoom, YouTube, all kinds of crazy shit. So hopefully this works. I don't think we need my face since we already have Zoom on here. X. Okay. Um, make sure your mic's working. Obviously, I can see that. And what I'm gonna do is start recording my course. Okay. I'll show you how I record it. I use Loom. Another thing you could use is QuickTime. It's called QuickTime, right? For your Mac. And in QuickTime, that's awesome too. It is very crisp, clear stuff. I'm not going to go quite into all the lighting and the sound. Like my lighting's super shitty right now, but there is something to be said about lighting and sound, but especially sound. You do not like, I could show you how awful. Let's see if I can switch mics to something else. Okay. I wonder if this is, making a difference or not. But all I know is the Yeti mic has just been a total upgrade. That's what I use, but there's lots of, upgraded mics. You don't have to blow a ton of money on it. Switch back to the Yeti. It just is one more step that's going to make you not cringe and want to re-record your entire course like I do. Okay. So make sure your mic is working. I usually have my camera on, but since we're, just streaming, obviously, and you can see my awesome face here via Zoom, we don't need, we don't need that right now. So I'm going to go over to the introduction. Okay. So the first part is, maybe I would just have my face present. I would just have like not my screen, maybe let's do camera only, or you can do a specific window or whatever. But I'm going to use Loom with my face and start recording, what this course is about and do an introduction. Okay. So let me just start it. Let's see. Camera only. Let's just go ahead and do my camera right here. That way you guys can see my screen and what I'm talking about, but they can't see my screen. They only see me. I'm doing a video like, hey guys, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm just going to start recording as if I'm recording this module, and I hope it works. Okay. Oh, not yet. All right, guys, welcome to this course all about course creation, making, a passive income. I think there's nothing better than when you create something that's green and evergreen and timeless, and you start opening, your bank account or whatever, and you start seeing money just coming in there, because the beautiful part about it is you have something of value to share to others, share with others. You are giving something. So in my mind, it's just been so satisfactory, so fulfilling for me in producing online courses that, the money is just kind of icing on the cake. So what's in store for this course? I just wanted to do a quick introduction. It's not just any webinar, it's a journey throughout the whole process, how to create a course. I'm going to take you through, from step one, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do that has made me $12,000 in the past year through course creation. Okay. And you're going to, at the end of this course, have a grasp of the entire process. You're going to be able to have your subject picked out, pinpoint your target audience, build your avatar. You're going to have powerful strategies that will attract your potential, like your target audience. Okay. And then, you are going to be able to, I'm going to teach you how to assess the success of the course and the metrics. And I'll teach you some pricing strategies. I'll teach you all about how to pitch your course out there, everything. So I just wanted to extend a warm welcome and let's get to it. Okay, so I recorded my Loom video. All right, here it is. Now, here's what I love about Loom. Okay, what I love about Loom is I'm going to go over to the actual transcript. Okay, I'm going to copy this, copy the transcript. Now I'm going to go back into my intro module. Okay, so once I have a module, I do everything within that module. I just start building it out. So right, with AI, I'm going to say take out the transcript, because you saw it was a transcript. Take out the transcription and write this better. Obviously, I would never produce that course video because I have a bunch of shit in the background here. I'm not necessarily wearing what I would want to wear, angles and lighting and all this other stuff, but I'm just doing this to show you how we're going to go through the process. Okay. So what it did was it took the talking points of my transcription of my Loom video and it put it in here. Okay. It worded it a lot better than my rambling ass when I was talking. So we're going to insert it. And what I'm going to say is, I want to say like video points or something like that. I just want it to know that this came from my Loom video. And let's see down. Okay. I just want it to know like this is from the video points. How about video transcription? Reworded. Okay. Now here's why I do that. Because number one, obviously AI, I tried not to look over too much, but I'm sure you saw when I was filming the module. I mean, people notice if you're reading stuff. So that's why it's important to do a course about what you know inside and out. All right. I just wanted to put that into perspective because when I started doing, edited YouTube videos, I had a rough script and I was trying to figure out every way I possibly could to do, a teleprompter, all kinds of things. And if you're not looking directly at the camera, making, sucking in your audience, they just it just looks so rehearsed. And when you're reading, you just sound like nobody can do it right. And so I just glanced over. I tried to just glance over a couple of times. I could have, brought, this over a little bit further so it's near my camera, but I just tried to glance over a couple of times, make sure I hit on a few things to stay in line with our outline. Okay. So, all right. Welcome to the course creation journey. And then this is actually a combination of this and what's up here is what I'm going to put text-wise into my produced module. Okay. And I think I'm going to wait till next week to show you what programs I use for, building out my course and course creation and everything. I think that that'll be a good part too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these two things and make it a great, when people are watching a video, people learn different ways. So they're either going to like just watch your video, barely read what it's about, or they learn from reading and they want to maybe have your video just playing and then they're reading everything. But the best part is it's not word for word what you're saying on the video. Have you ever done PowerPoint presentations or sat through PowerPoint presentations where it's like I can already read what's on the slide? I don't need you up here reading your own slides to me. So there's kind of like an art with this. You want to keep your audience engaged. All right. Now, I'm a little less awesome with this because although I've done courses, I've produced courses, I am by no means an expert. So I do feel a little bit unsure about this particular topic that I'm doing. However, I'm doing it just to, show you how it's done. And then you are ideally going to pick a subject that you just know inside and out. And then we're going to take that subject that you know inside and out and make it to where your audience would want to learn about it. Because maybe you know something and then you're like, I don't know that anybody would ever want to learn this. But then how many times have you looked on YouTube for the dumbest thing and how to do it? So they say in YouTube, by the way, that like how-to videos are the number one search. I mean, people just want to learn everything about everything. And if you have your own spin, then nobody can duplicate your course. I mean, nobody can compete with you because you are what you're selling. What's up here? Here kind of helps a little bit. And then all of that packaged together is what actually people want. Okay. All right. So this is just a little bit of, now we started. What I'm going to do in my own time, not in your guys' time, what I'm going to do is clean all this up. I'm going to insert, maybe AI gave some good talking points, but it doesn't know all these lessons that I've learned while screwing up during course creation, all these little nuances that I learned that I'm going to want to make sure to put notes in these modules. Make sure to hit on this, make sure to use this as an example. So that's what I would do. And if you want to follow along with this course creation, I would say everything we just did is your homework too. It's really not that big of a deal because I've done this for, half an hour or something. And we already have our whole course outline and we've got everything like that completed. So it's just a matter of cleaning it up and then putting your own expertise into it. Okay. Next week, I can do a little more about production and then actually building it into the software that you want to build it into in order to sell your course. All right. So since we're doing that, let's talk about, I'll stop sharing my screen. Not necessary anymore. Let's start talking about, or let's just talk briefly on, let's see. Since I'm saying if you want to follow along and then do that with us for the next by the next week or whatever, right? If you want to do that, I'm trying to find my notes here. Okay. So if you want to do that, then I guess we should talk and we should touch on the actual topic selection process. All right. So I hate when it does this thumbs up thing. I've like tried turning it off everywhere. Um, what you want to do is you want to start brainstorming. Okay. You want to brainstorm the things that you know the most about. Don't worry about the title yet because the title can come later. I'm going to show you how to use AI to help you come up with a super compelling title. But you at least want to know your topic of what you're talking about. And then what you want to do next is you want to kind of start searching it. So you want to see what demand is out there for learning the topic that you've got. And then you also want to search your potential competition, I would say. Okay. There are strategies out there where people on social media have unfollowed basically every single person except for not necessarily their competition, but people who are doing the exact same thing that they strive to be doing. So that way in their feed, all they're seeing is the thing that they want to be the best at. So for instance, if you're teaching about cooking or making cooking videos or something like that, right? I'm not going to say I suggest doing this, but there's something to be said about this strategy. If you or make a new account or something, but unfollow everybody that isn't an amazing chef already making awesome videos. And because then you get to know their audience, what their audience is asking for. If you're looking at the actual stuff that they're posting and then you read the comments, it really gives you a lot of insight. So that's what I would say as far as doing your market research to see the demand out there and stuff. And then from there, from your research, you're going to just basically take, all right, what do I think that I know the most about that's going to actually sell? And then that's how you're going to select your topic. Now, obviously, for my course creation course, I'll probably go into a lot more detail than that. And so you'll see that maybe if I produce like all the modules in front of somebody or whatever, which I'm not even sure that's what I want to do. I'm not sure that's what you want to see, but that is how I would go about selecting my topic. Again, don't worry about the title yet. That's a non-factor. Like my course is not going to be named a course creation. I'm like probably never going to even release that course, or I would do it for free because this is just like garbage, right? But the whole point is to kind of show you how we move through things and get it to production before we start, after we produce it, then it's posted and then we can start promoting it. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of touch base a little bit on the topic selection because that is going to be a huge aspect of your course. And just hit me up if you want some sort of, second opinion or whatever on the course that you're going to select or you're going to build out. I might be able to help you spin that topic even more into something that audiences might really care about. So feel free to bounce ideas off of me or your peers. And so I would say by next week, when you watch the next part 2 video or whatever I end up doing, have your topic selected, use ClickUp. Again, you can download ClickUp for free. And there's a link that I put in this caption. So you'll be able to see that. You can download ClickUp for free. Or if you're watching this somewhere else, there's my link in bio and you'll be able to find it. So I would say download ClickUp if you haven't already. Build out those statuses similar to whatever works for you. But I decided that's how my brain best worked for course creation and for website development. And so I would say get your outline going, make sure your outline has everything you want it to have. Take that outline, split it into modules, take each module, make an outline in there of what you're going to talk about, make your talking points. And then I would say you're probably caught up. You can even try some Loom stuff if you want to, but you don't have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like clean all this up by next WTF Wednesday. And then we can just continue from there. That way you don't have to sit through all that garbage, right? So if you have any questions from this webinar, this WTF Wednesday, feel free to put them in the comments. If this was helpful to you, please subscribe. I can be found at That Broker Girl on social media everywhere. But Instagram's usually what I use the most. So just FYI, if you're trying to get in touch with me, that one is what I use the most. All right. Well, this is going to wrap up this WTF Wednesday. I'm going to come back next week for a part 2. And